we have a few more people signed up today, so we're just gonna give them a minute to see how this goes. And while we do that, check your space to make sure, well, first make sure you're not gonna slip and slide. I have on my water shoes today so I don't slip. And that you have enough space to swing your arms around and up overhead. Beautiful. And I just want to apologize now if my dog barks. My husband is trying to babysit him, but we will see how effective that turns out today. This is our first go at it, and we're going to give it our very best shot. I see some more people are in the waiting room, so that's great. Caitlin is out there. We have these wonderful library people out there who are silently behind the scenes, letting you in and getting us situated. Okay, so it's 4:02. We're going to go ahead and get started. And if anyone else comes in, we'll just let them in. I'm trying something today where I can see my screen and see you. If you are choosing to have your video on, that's entirely up to you. Sometimes I do class when I take it with the video on, and some days I don't feel like people looking at me. So here we go. Welcome to Tai Chi Easy from the library. I'm very, very happy to be here today. It's been almost a year since I had to stop my in-person classes at the library. So thank you. If you are one of the fabulous people who came in person, I hope you found your way to us online. And if you're new, we're really glad to have you as well. I want you to remember two things while we practice today. Tai Chi Easy should never hurt in any way. So if I ask you to do something and it feels uncomfortable, you're going to modify it. And you're going to modify it by doing less, by maybe doing a smaller range of motion. And you can always skip it and you can come in on the next movement. And I always want you to keep your movements within your safety zone. So in Tai Chi, we don't try and stretch as far as we can or do anything as hard as we can. It's all very soft and gentle and flowing. So as long as you keep that in mind, you're going to be fine. Let's start by coming into our space and letting go of whatever else we've been doing today. So whether you are enjoying it or not, maybe you are moving snow if you are here with me in the Hudson Valley. So we're going to do that by coming into our posture. We stand with our feet hips width apart. Our feet are facing forward. We have a gentle bend in the knee. And just feel your feet being very grounded and rooted to the floor. And feel that energy, that groundedness come up through the legs to the pelvis. And you want to have your pelvis so you don't have your booty sticking out. You've got a nice tilt so it's upright. And feel that strength and stability come up into your belly. And so while the bottom half of your body is rooted and strong and heavy to the earth, you want then to feel the spaciousness in the upper part of your body. So you can imagine that a very kind friend is just gently pulling on a little thread here at the top of your head, right at the crown, and lifting it up and letting your vertebra just fall like a string of pearls. Your arms are beside you. They're not tied in. They're just gently loose beside you with a little space. And as you stand in this posture, the only thing you have to do right now while you're here with us is breathe. So let's take our hands and put them, webs of our thumbs interlaced over our bellies, right below our belly button. And let's just take a few breaths that go all the way down into our belly and raise our belly. We can feel it raise our hands. It doesn't have to be a forceful breath. We're not stretching anything. We're just directing the breath down into the belly. A lot of times during the day as we breathe, we end up breathing very shallowly into our chest. And today we're going to think about it And we're going to make a lot of space in our body for a lot of air, because where the breath goes, the chi or the energy follows. So the more space we make for breath, the more space we make for energy. Now take your hands and just put them on your low back right here. And we're going to breathe and direct the breath down into our lower back and our lower lungs. So as you breathe this time, your belly will expand, but you can also feel your hands on your lower back expand out and come back in as you exhale. It's very subtle, and it's something you don't think about a lot, so it may take a moment for you to get your breath directed there so you can feel it. Now you can inhale in through your nose, and then you decide, does it feel good to exhale out of your mouth and just really let go of some tension or stress you've been holding? Or you can exhale out of your nose. Either one is fine right now. All right, so hopefully you feel some space we've created breathing into our belly and into our low back. And now I want you to take your hands and put them up here by your upper ribs. And that may be a little awkward, so do your best, however high up yours will go. But the important thing is that it helps you think about directing the breath to these ribs and expanding them. And you can feel the hands go out to the sides as you inhale. Exhale, sink back in. Now check in with your shoulders. They may have gone up like this. See if you can invite them to drop down at the same time you're breathing and expanding. Now we're going to make one more stop on our breathing journey. We're going to put our hands gently right on the sternum. And we're still going to start filling up from the bottom, and we're going to see if we can expand all the areas we've just worked on, ending with the rising and falling of the chest. So we inhale into the belly and the back ribs, up into the top ribs, into the chest. Exhale. Do that 3 more times at your own pace. You can feel it filling all the way up, and then a long, luxurious exhale. One more. So in Tai Chi Easy, when we come to our practice, we think about the 3 intentful corrections or adjustment. The first one is our posture. The second is our breath. And that helps bring the third one right into alignment, which is to bring our mind and our body right here together. Because how many of us spend a lot of time with our mind back in the past, thinking about things we did that didn't go quite right, or thinking and worrying about the future. But right here, everything is fine right this minute. So let's see if we can come right here with our body and breath. Beautiful. So now we're going to do some warm-ups for our spine, and we're going to start with our cervical spine. So first we're going to just take our arms, push our palms down gently towards the floor with our fingertips tilted up. And on an exhale, we're going to gently drop our ear to one shoulder. Now think about this. You may have a very tight neck like I do, and it doesn't go over very far. The point of this is not to push it so it goes further. The point of this is to let it know it can move safely here, and maybe it will go further if it wants to. So we're going to exhale, Roll our chin forward to our chest. Inhale, slowly roll back. So we're linking the movement with our breath. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. In your safety zone, in your range of comfort. And you may, like I do, feel hear a whole lot of snapping and cracking. And that's okay, as long as nothing hurts. That's the more you do this, the less it will snap and crack. And if I didn't have to sit at a computer most of the time for my other job, the less mine would snap and crack. So the point of this is to move slowly and flow through this movement with your breath. We're going to go back one more time. This time when we come forward, we're just going to roll gently through to the other side and continue the inhale, exhale. Inhale, roll gently back, exhale forward. And you may notice one side does this more easily than the other side, and that's fine. We're not going to judge it. We're just going to notice it with compassion and curiosity and invite it to have this opportunity to relax. All right. When you come down this time, let your head float back up and just check in with your neck and see how it's feeling. Whew, I already feel better. Check in with your shoulders that they haven't tried to creep up on you. Let them relax and let your head feel lifted. Now we're going to do some neck circles. So imagine you have a pin or a paintbrush right here on the tip of your chin, and you're going to use it to paint some circles on the ceiling. So we're going to inhale up one side, slowly to the top, and exhale gently down. And when you come to the bottom, you're going to go back the way you came. So inhale, back up. Exhale, down. So now just do several of these at your own pace, linked with your breath. Make it so slow and luxurious, like you're doing sort of an energy self-massage. Do one more, in whichever direction you're going at this time. And when you get to the bottom, just come back to the center and just feel your neck for a moment and your shoulders and see how they're feeling after that. Beautiful. Now we're going to do something called pick cherries, and this is going to do some stretching for the side body. We're going to bring our arms up slightly above our shoulders, and we're going to take one arm up. I know I'm very tall, so all I'm doing is reaching up to the side, and I grab my cherry and I come back down to shoulder height, and then I just switch sides. You might have a gentle pumping action with your knees when you do this. So you straighten as you reach up, you bend slightly as you come down. Again, it's slow, and we're going for flow. Everything we do, even stretching in Tai Chi Easy, has a flow to it. So now you link the breath, and you can decide which is more natural for you, to inhale up and exhale down, or the opposite. I usually inhale up and feel the breath go into the side body. Exhale down. Oh yes, You're gonna have some nice cherries, or maybe you're picking apples, whatever it is that visualizes for you what makes reaching up feel very luxurious. All right, let's come back down. Now we're going to do something called spinal cord breathing, and that's going to loosen up our spine front to back. So we're going to just bring our arms up and make gentle fists like this. And we're going to inhale and we're going to do a gentle back bend. It's so slight. No one's trying to go into a back bend or compete in any way. And then exhale, we'll bend forward and bring our forearms together. So from the side, it looks like this. We inhale and then we exhale. Spinal cord breathing, front to back. So here we go. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, roll forward, bring the forearms together. Long, beautiful exhale. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Only going back as good as feels good for you. If your shoulders find this difficult to be up here, you can modify by bringing them lower. You have control of how this feels for you. Let the breath come deep down into the belly, down to all the places we opened up with our beginning breathing today. And let's roll down and come back to standing. So we did our spine back and forward. What you'll notice in Tai Chi is the yin-yang symbol, and it is the balance of opposites. So when we move one way, we often then move the other so that we are balanced. So we've moved forward, back. Now we're going to move our spine side to side. And a move I love is called dog wags its tail. So we're going to let this wagging just sort of start with our hips and let them just wag side to side, shifting our weight back and forth. And then we bring our shoulders in. Beautiful, side to side, and then we slowly let our head get involved. So we're just letting our tail wag, and you can imagine whatever kind of dog tail works for you. I have a big fluffy plumey tail like my dog Max. And breathe and let this movement flow through you. It feels good. And you could do it. You can see if you want to wag a little faster. And then you could try wagging really slowly. How does that feel? Which do you prefer? What's your favorite wagging speed? All right. Okay, and then slowly just come to stillness. Now, our last warm-up we're going to do before we do some flowing movements is called knocking on the door of life. And the door of life is back here in Tai Chi and Qigong. So what we are going to do is through rotating at the waist, we're going to get our arms to swing, and with a gentle bend in the elbow, where the backhand's going to come and knock on the door of life. Now, here's what I see. A lot of times people try to move their arms instead of their bodies, but the body leads the way. So you're just going to, first you can just start by gently letting yourself swing and feel it. And trust that your arms know what to do and that they can you can let them be. And that you can remember how you used to play when you were little. And you would just trust your body to know what to do. So we're going to knock on the door of life, swing our arms through this beautiful twisting motion and give a beautiful twist to our spine. And again, you can twist as much or as little feels good to you. Then we're going to bring one fist up and let it tap under the collarbone. The collarbone here has acupressure points for the lung meridian. So we're working on some acupressure for our lungs while we do this as well. And then we're going to let the hand come up and just slap right on top of the shoulder. And then we're going to bring it back down so we have balance. Come back where we started. So we're at the lung meridians under the collarbones, and then we just come back down to the lower abdomen. And then slowly just let this come to stillness. And put your hands again with your thumb webs interlaced over your belly and do 2 luxurious breaths into your belly. You may notice after knocking on the door of life that you feel some tingling in your hands, and that's, you're waking up your chi, your energy. All right, so now we're gonna go into some flowing movements. And in Qigong, this is a beautiful moving meditation, and you're going to sort of let the chi move you. So first, let's check our posture. Our feet are forward, we're weighted, our knees are slightly bent, we're lifting up through the head, and our shoulders are relaxed. And we're going to start with a very simple movement called opening the flow. And it simply looks like this. Our arms come up, shoulder height, we flip the palms up, and they float back down. So it's almost as if someone has a little string and is just lifting your arm up to shoulder height and letting it come back down. We inhale when we come up. Exhale as we float down. Let's just feel into that for a moment. Inhaling, exhaling. Now this is where we turn on our internal medicine, the slowing our movement and our breath. When we can lower our breath rate to 10 breaths a minute or lower, we're able to go into our Minden befriend system and tap into the energy we have in our body to heal. When we're in a state of anxiety and we're breathing rapidly into our chest, we're in the fight or flight, and we cannot take care of our body that way. We have to be able to let it relax. And these flowing motions in Qigong are the gateway to that relaxation. Beautiful. This time when we come up with our inhale, we're going to open the arms to open the heart. So arms come out, they come back to center, and down they go. So this time we have a longer inhale. Inhale, the arms open. Exhale, the arms down and close. Sorry about that. But what's beautiful about Qigong is instead of that being something to make us anxious, and me as the teacher say, oh no, it's all wrong. I say, oh my gosh, look at that. And whenever my dog barks, it's my cue to smile. So I hope that you can embrace that as well. Whenever my dog barks, it's your cue to smile. All right, last one, we're gonna come down. Now, we're going to do a movement called tree, sways in the wind. So we're gonna hold our hands in front of our low belly. You can imagine you're holding a small ball. And we're going to take this ball, turn to the side, bring the arms up overhead, fingers pointing toward, backs of fingers touching, pointing toward the crown of head, and rotate back to the center. Arms come out. Hold the ball And then we'll turn the opposite direction. Arms come up, fingers pointing to crown of head, turn back to center. Your branches unfold. Hold the ball. Inhale, turn, arms come up. And when arms open, exhale. Hold your ball. Inhale up. Now at the top, you can either continue the inhale or you can do a gentle pause. So I do a gentle pause in breathing when I turn. Then I inhale up, pause, exhale. You're going to do what's comfortable and best for you. Tree sways in the wind. And what's beautiful about that, when you think about the weather we've had, this nor'easter that's come through, if the tree didn't sway in the wind, it would snap and it would break. So as we use the tree as our model, we can imagine ourselves being supple and pliant, but because we're so firmly grounded with deep roots in the earth, we can survive and weather that storm by letting our branches sway where they need to. Oh, here comes my dog. Welcome, Max. Thank you for bringing us your goodly dog, Chi. And we can survive anything with this beautiful tree energy. So this time when you come down and hold the ball, I want you to gently bring that ball of energy, round your arms out, and imagine that you are hugging a beautiful tree, a tree made of energy, beautiful light. It can be white or beautiful healing lavender. And you're going to check in with your posture. You want to sink your tailbone down a little bit more. You want to check with your shoulders and drop them. And imagine the light and the energy of this tree is holding your arms up buoyantly. And we're going to do just a few deep breaths here, embracing the energy of this tree. Feeling its roots go deep, deep into the earth, holding us steady, keeping us calm, helping us feel safe. The strength of the trunk up through our arms, and then the branches up to the sky. Not just the sky we can see, but the eternal sky, the infinite sky. And breathe. Exhale. Energy goes down through the roots. Inhale, it comes up through the roots, up into the sky. Exhale, draw down from the sky, through the trunk, down into the roots. This beautiful continuous cycle. If your arms are tired, you can lower them a little bit. You can even drop them to your side and still imagine this beautiful tree. Take one more deep breath. And then gently let your arms come down. And then we're going to shake them out. So do some gentle shaking. We're going to do a little bouncing. That starts, it's a little bounce on the heel. Comes up through the body. Just give a little shake. And then we're going to bring our feet closer together and do one final clearing where we inhale our arms up overhead. And as we bring them down and press down, we press out any stale or stagnant energy that's left in the body and invite in fresh, beautiful energy. And when hands reach the belly, we let them be there for a moment. And now we do something where we just check in and feel the chi that we created, where we stop and cultivate that chi for a moment. Beautiful. Thank you. That is our 30 minutes. It goes by so fast. You can unmute if you have any questions. They can be questions about our practice, or they can be questions. We have people from the library here who can help answer any other practical questions about how the class goes. Otherwise, have a lovely day. Enjoy your evening. And I hope to see you again next week. And if you had a good time, invite a friend to come with you. And they don't even have to be in the Hudson Valley. My mama's joined us from Georgia to be with me. So thank you, everyone.